The Roblox Classic event is being ruined. Roblox just made everything more expensive again and more wild news today. So if you're new here, please subscribe to help us reach 400,000 subs and let's get into it. Alright, first you start the Roblox Classic event being ruined once again. So ever since the Roblox Classic event dropped, there's been so much problems, especially with the games. However, most of the problems aren't even Roblox's fault. I mean, to be fair, you could argue that they didn't do any quality control, because I mean, it's kind of clear they did it. But also to be fair to them for a second, like most of the hate has been directed to them. I made a whole video talking about how everyone's hating on Roblox, but if you really look at it, it's mostly the developers' fault, and they're the ones kind of ruining the event, making it a cash grab, making it pay to win and stuff like that. And today's no different. A lot of developers and admins did something really scummy once again, which is making the event even worse. And this is kind of why the event has been kind of off to a bad start. It's because people and developers are using this as an opportunity to, make more money, stuff like that, instead of actually trying to make the event pretty good. And this time it's pretty messed up what's going on. So should I picture us saying that developers of the Classic event are currently scamming players into following them so they can get verified. And yeah, as we can see here, there's like a game right now where people are being teleported in, by the way, from a game where it says that for the Roblox Classic event, follow Twin Atlas developers on the Roblox website for the dev slice, which is an exclusive item you can only get from the devs, by the way. And then it says like their names and stuff like that, and then like a private server link to apparently get, the item after that, but a lot of people don't even get the item after that. And as you can see, there's so much people in this game and everyone's following them trying to get the prize because it's like a super rare prize. And should I follow up saying that in the game, they have 5 developers listed and it says to follow them to get a developer cake. Following them gets you nothing. This is literally so they get verified checkmark. Actually one of the most pathetic things I've seen on Roblox. And like I mentioned, it's not just people joining this game by themselves. Apparently they're being teleported into this game, while they're playing the Classic event, which is pretty messed up. They're literally using players to farm followers just so they can get verified. And these are official admins, by the way, a part of the event, Twin Atlas, their big studio behind this event. So a lot of people are saying this is super messed up for obviously a number of reasons, and also it's kind of ruining the event. Once again, developers using this as an opportunity to farm followers, players, and stuff like that. Because also on top of all that, since they're making people wait in the game, because I assume they're going to wait for the admins to come, maybe, they're also probably making money from this game from premium payouts and stuff like that. It's overall just pretty messed up, and there's a bunch of developers involved in doing this right now. And it's been blowing up in the community. A bunch of these tweets have thousands of likes, hundreds of thousands of views, and there's been hating on Twin Atlas and the developers behind this recently. Because I mean, it is a pretty messed up thing, and just ruining the event even more. Twin Atlas, and one of the directors, I guess, of Twin Atlas followed up saying that, sorry about this everyone, a couple of devs noticed that when they join a hub, a Discord bot pings hundreds of people to follow them, so they create a place that farm follows to get roles verified. We're yelling at the devs and taking away their dev cake launchers. So yeah, I guess people made trackers for the developers because only developers and admins can give out the our specific rare prize. So I guess people made like a bot or whatever, so people know what games they're in, so they can join them and stuff like that. But then the developers realized that and twisted it, so people automatically get, teleported so they can farm followers, which is pretty messed up. And like they mentioned, they did get their launchers taken away. Like a lot of people were saying in the comments, it was kind of a slap on the wrist in terms of punishment. Nothing really happened to the developers or admins. All that basically happened is they can't give away, the prizes anymore. But I guess they got what they wanted because they got a lot of followers from this anyways. Overall, pretty messed up situation. And like I said, all this stuff is just making the event even worse because the developers and admins keep ruining it. Developers add pay to win stuff, developers add a whole cash grab, and then developers start, farming the players for followers. It's just making the event pretty bad. But with that being said, like I mentioned at the start, to be fair to Roblox, their, participation in this event has been pretty good for the most part. Like what Rolls has done for the event has been good, but what the devs have done for the event has been pretty bad. But anyways, with that being said, let's get our next story of the Rolls Innovation Awards. Voting is now open. This happened a few days ago, I forgot to talk about it, but as we can see here, Rolls tweeted out saying that, who do you want to see in the Rolls Innovation Award this year? Now there's a chance to have a say. Cast your vote for top creators, video stars, and experiences. All nominations are due before 5 p.m. PST on May 31st, so you still have time if you want to do this. Now with that being said, I know a lot of people are kind of confused at this. This isn't like the hub or anything like that where you can actually vote for a specific YouTuber and stuff like that. This is simply the nomination form. It's what happens before the hub and stuff opens up and how Rolls collects the data. As you can see here, when you click on the link and stuff like that, it will lead you to the nomination form, and this is where you can nominate anyone for anything. So you have stuff like best shooter experience, best education experience, best obby experience, and then there's a bunch more. There's still stuff like best video star and stuff like that. And in general, the BLOXY Awards is definitely happening this year, and this is kind of your way of nominating people to potentially get voted on. So if you want to go ahead and do this, go check out the Roblox tweet and the link because you can vote for anyone right now and nominate anyone. But I'm pretty sure only verified people and YouTube creators and video stars can win, not just anyone in general. Pretty cool, and I'm very excited to see the Innovation Awards this year, and I'm very excited to see what Rolls does because to be fair, they've been on a pretty good streak with events this year. So I'm wondering if they're going to change anything with the BLOXY Awards this year, but I guess we have to wait and see. And anyways, with that being said, our next story of Rolls making everything more expensive yet again. Lucas here to us saying that face accessories are minimum 95 Robux now. And at one point, the face accessories were actually 95 Robux. Robux, which is pretty insane. Absolute massive jump. Now to be fair, I think since this tweet, because of the dynamic floor prices, Roblox actually did put the price down for once, which was pretty insane. If we check face accessories, they're now 75 minimum, I'm pretty sure. It did go down a significant amount. But with that being said, it doesn't really matter because it's probably going to keep going up and down, just like crazy. And as we can see, it will go as high as 95 Robux, and potentially even higher if there's a demand for it, which is pretty insane. And I think also with that, like a bunch of stuff was raised in price at this time, like hats and stuff like that were like 85 or something crazy like that. And in general right now, a lot of stuff on Roblox are getting more expensive. And to be fair, sometimes cheaper, but it's not going to probably stay cheap for that long. And once again, if you kind of are confused why this is happening and why it changes so often, it's all because of the new dynamic floor price and demand system. Basically how it works is just that if people keep buying a specific category of items, that item, like the whole category, goes up as a minimum floor price, and minimum floor price means that's the lowest it can be. So no matter what, no one can make it cheaper than that. And that's what's changing. And because of public UGC and stuff like that in general, so much more people buying hats and stuff like that and face accessories, so there's a higher demand for it, meaning the price will go up. And that causes every other face accessory to go up minimum floor price. And that's not just with face accessories, just every item on Roblox right now has this dynamic floor price. We've seen hats get more expensive, we've seen, you know, accessories get more expensive in general. And in general right now on Roblox, it's kind of annoying what's going on. As you can see, your stuff is getting more expensive and more expensive over time, and a lot of people are getting sick of it because it just keeps getting higher and higher. Like, you could literally get stuff for so cheap back in the day, but now everything's gonna be minimum pretty expensive, which is pretty awful. But anyways, with that being said, let's get our next story of some Rolls to the Hunt news, and for one, some good news. Alright, so first we have something pretty interesting going on in the Hunt lobby, or the classic lobby. Unlike the Hunt event, if you look around the lobby, there's actually a bunch of stuff going on. There's a bunch of Easter eggs, there's a bunch of interactive stuff, which is very good. And also with that being said, apparently there's like some Easter eggs and like the ducks are moving around the map, which sounds kind of weird, but Lucas here to us saying that the epic ducks appear to be moving across the map. And as we can see here, they start off like kind of in the middle of the field, I guess nearest area, but now they're near like the path. So they are apparently moving around the map. And also with that being said, apparently there's like a hatch in the map that they're moving towards. And there's also like numbers around the map, so people are saying that maybe we have to discover like a code after. And it doesn't even end here. There's been so much amazing Easter eggs put in the lobby and the game. It's actually amazing to see. They added like Gert references, they added, you know, some developers I think. They even added Nimbles, who if you guys don't know, he's the person who made the egg, you know, the entire branding of this channel, who sadly passed away during, you know, a few years ago. So it's very good that they made like a memory to him and a commemoration to him, which was very nice to see. And in general, with that being said, this lobby has been super good for the event, I can't even lie. There's so much Easter eggs, there's so much mysteries, there's stuff, you know, moving around. It's one of the best lobbies I've seen in a while. And that's kind of what I was saying at the start. Event-wise, rules did super good, I feel like, but the developers were kind of ruining it. And in general right now, there's so much Easter eggs around the map and so much mysteries going on that you can literally discover and, you know, explore. Like, you can spend so much time in the lobby just itself, which is very good. And I really respect, you know, the developers putting in the extra effort to add stuff like this. Speaking of which, and speaking of good Roblox news for this event, the items they've been releasing for, you know, like the daily items have been very good. If you guys remember, for the Hunt event, the daily items were like stupidly priced. It would be like sunglasses for like 700 Robux, or like that sword pack for like 15,000 Robux, or however crazy it was. I think it was even more. And it seems like Roblox listened, because so far, the event items that they've been releasing daily have been super cheap and actually reasonable. So like, I respect Roblox for doing that and actually listening to the community. The first item a few days ago was like this classic bot thing for only 100 Robux. 100 Robux is still a lot, obviously, but it's pretty reasonable for an item like that, especially considering it's a Roblox official item. And an official limited Roblox, you know, event item. And then today, which will probably expire by the time this video's up, is a classic Roblox jacket for 79 Robux. All those kind of like a lame item, still pretty reasonable. And in general right now, I have to respect Roblox just because everyone was complaining about the items and they made sure to make it cheaper this time, which is very good. But anyways, that being said, if you enjoyed, check the video to find out all the initial drama for the Hunt event. I'll see you in the next one.